Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Jessica. We're here to save money, enjoy life, and get out of debt. So if you've been here for a minute, we are going to be working on Mason savings. So I do some kind of challenge for him. We use all of our change and then any kind of money that he gets. Like I mentioned in another video, so he is almost 2, so for people that's just joining. So he will be 2 in September. But you know, me and my husband was raised that, if you want something in life, honey, you've got to work for it. It just ain't give to you. And that don't mean that you don't help your kids along the way or whatever, but I want to build a savings up for him. When he turns 18, he can do what he wants with it. But I want it to, he could use it on college. He can use it on to buy him a new car. He can use it on just to start life himself, helping him to get a place. So, we started this last year, and I do some kind of challenge. So I'm working on one myself to do, but right now I'm working on this. So we've did the penny challenge over and over, and now we are doing this 52-week quarter challenge, and I found this on Butterfly Digital Co. So you can go and check that out. Lots of freebies on there. So I want to try to do this at least twice a month, and it'll just be a bonus video. And here lately we've almost had 1 or 2 bonus videos every week, just because I just have a lot of challenges going on. So yeah, but anyways, so we're going to be working on this, and as you can tell, we've been trying to work on our big numbers, and I already know we can probably mark off this one because here's 25 in cash. So anyways, he does help my husband mow. He gets on there. He loves it. He has his little ear things on and everything, and he loves to mow with his dad. So that is one of his chores, and we pay him a little bit of money to do it. So that's how we do it. Now, picking up your toys, picking up your room and stuff, that's not a chore. That's a normal thing that you have to do. Just like me, I have to clean house, I have to do laundry. That's something I don't get paid for. But when you work for something, and we want to teach him young, that's what you do. You work hard, you get paid for it, and then that money can be used on what you want. So yeah, so we got 25 in cash. So excuse me. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to do this time. Is I'm going to add up what we got and add it to the calculator, and then we'll subtract. I don't think we're going to get 2, but we may be able to get a bigger number. So, the further we get up, the easier it's going to be to close. And then once all this is done, it'll go over into his savings. So let's go ahead. You can speed this up if you'd like. Some people like to see people count money, and however. So let me see. I am going to just put them back in the thing as we go. So sorry if it's loud. Mason's down for a nap, and I don't know if where you have been. Last week was just scorch, and like I've said, my husband owns a mowing and tree business. So yeah, him, his helper has just been really sweating. And me and Mason, we'll go out and we will get them something refreshing to drink, swing by wherever they're at the time, and give it to them. So, and sometimes we'll take them lunch as well. And then sometimes when they're super hot, they don't want to eat. So most of the time we'll just give them a drink, because you don't want it to just go to waste. So, and then they always have drinks. So I try to, I want them to both stay hydrated and everything. And like I've said before, in a gist of it, my husband, we are only in our 30s. So if you didn't know that, we're only in our 30s. We're in our late 30s now. So in his early 30s, he had a heart attack. So, I try my best to make sure that he is hydrated and all that. So yeah, it's, age don't matter. And at the time, you know, there's a lot of people's like, there's no way he had a heart attack. We even had a doctor, while he was in the hospital, come in the room, which he didn't come back in the room, honey, because I'm one, I will eat you up. I will eat you up over my husband and my baby. So just my family in general. But he's like, you know, I don't really think you had a heart attack. Honey, he's been in here 5 days. The test shows he had a heart attack. You know, like, I don't care what you think. You know, this is our first time seeing you, and that's what you want to come in here, and you want to ask why he's on this and why he's on this, honey, because the doctor that's been seeing him said he had a heart attack, and that's why he's on this stuff. So, yeah, I'm no. 60, 80 $1. I'm not one to play with when it comes to that stuff. So when the nurse come back in, I said, I don't know who that was, because it's the first time he's ever even stepped foot during these 5 days we've been in the hospital. I said, but don't send him back in here. Never saw him again. Never saw him again. So yeah, I mean, honey, you've ran tests. You know, he went under a catheterization and everything. Well, now, he didn't have to have stents. He didn't have no blockages or nothing. They really cannot say what caused him to have it. But, honey, the test shows he had it. His levels showed he had it. He was on a nitroglycerin drip. But, yeah, that's a story. You know, I can really go into the gist of that, and I have in another video, but it just gets me going. 10, 20, 30, 45, 50, 75, 85, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, $1. But yeah, it's, no. So let's see, 25, 35, 40, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 2, 4, 6, 7, 57. So we know that we'll have a few change left. So we have 40, 57. We know that we're going to mark off our big one down here, which is 24, 25. Okay. So let's go ahead and mark that one off. And I know I'm not the only one like that with their kids and their husband, but I mean, I was already mad. I was already mad at that time because, you know, we went in saying, hey, I think he's having a heart attack. They looked at his age. They didn't worry about it. We sat in the waiting room an hour. He kept getting worse, throwing up and all of that. Get back there. They run blood work and stuff. And, honey, they was in there with a nitroglycerin drip, his own nurse to stay with him until he could get put into ICU, which he never even got a room in ICU. The nurse had to stay in our room. And in the ER. Yeah. So, yeah, that doctor even sat down. She's like, oh, you're having a heart attack. We've got to get you on a drip. They had him on a drip all night because his levels, took hours to start coming back down. And thank goodness it didn't do damage from them, you know, waiting. So yes, when I say that I was hot when that doctor come in and you're going to act like he wasn't having, no. So we're going to do the 1625, and then we'll take 7 cents out to put with our next one. But anyways, that's just a little gist there. So 7 cents will go into next time. The rest of this will go into our little bucket to go to the bank. Same with our money. And I'll put that in there here in a minute. And I'm just going to keep this change right here to the side until I get that took care of. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my little spiel, my little story. But, you know, sometimes you have to be the bad, it ain't even the bad person. You just have to be the person that steps up and is like, hey, because I kept going to that nurse, you know, I kept going to the thing. I'm like, listen, he's getting worse, honey. You need to get him back there, you know, and I was hot. And then, you know, you can only imagine when they come in and say, hey, we got to put you on a nitroglycerin drip. You're having a heart attack. So yes, but, me and my husband has been through a lot. When we was dating, a year into that, we was in a very bad car accident. When I say a car accident, a school bus T-boned us, and he almost died. I mean, the hospital was like, this is the last time we can give him a blood transfusion because his blood's not clotting and everything, and we can't just keep pumping it for it to come out. I mean, his room was like a murder scene because the blood just kept coming back out. So when we've been through it, honey, we've been through it, and more stuff down the road. But that right there from the very beginning just made us closer. And we have been through thick and thin together, and we will continue to do that. And I am somebody that, honey, if he can't speak for himself, you better bet that I'm going to be stepping up and speaking up for him, especially when it comes to his health and stuff. So I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I don't care whose feelings I hurt when it comes to somebody that I care for. And you should be the same way. You should be the same way. Anyways, we did get a major, we got a 24.25 and a 16.25 marked off. So yay for us. So hopefully in a couple more weeks we can mark off a couple more big ones. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are really short videos, but I like to come in and show you the process, the progress that we're doing and everything. And yeah. And like I said, Butterfly Digital Co. You can go over there. I haven't been on there in a long time, so I need to go and actually check it out myself. So I don't know if this is the thing there. I don't know if it's still called that or not, but when you just look up free printables on Google, it kind of just pops up different websites and everything. And that's where I found stuff. That's where I started. And then watching people and everything. That's how I started. And I was like, you know what? I want to show my, doing videos. You can go back and check, like, this is where I was, and this is how much I have did, and how much, where I've come from and everything like that. So doing videos, I really enjoy it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely like and subscribe. Join me along my journey, and for the hot mess that I am sometimes. Life is always laughing. That's for sure. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.